everyone, welcome again. And today's topic is static members in C sharp. The first, a lot of interviewers ask this question: what is the static members? The simple definition is static members belong to the class, not an any specific object or instance. This means you can access the static members without creating the object. Okay. How many types of static members? Static members can be a class, can be a fields, can be a methods, properties, constructor. Okay. So let's go one by one in the code and I will explain what is the static field, methods, properties, constructor, class. Okay. Yeah, let's go to the code. Yeah, this is the basic application. Let's create a class. I am creating a class student. Okay. And this is the name and this is the method. Okay. Let's call this class student object equal to new student. This is the constructor. I already explained in video what is constructor. Okay. Let's I am little bit changing this. Let's create a method get age and I am returning here return age. Simple, this is a method. Okay. And I am creating the student and just I can see here obj dot name is equal to John, obj dot age equal to John, and I am calling obj dot get age. Just I am writing it console dot write line. This is the very basic things. Just run it. So you can see here it's returning the 20. Our first thing is the static field. What is static field? Suppose this is the class and this is the field. You can say this is the field. And I am able to access this field by the object. Now let's make this field as a static. How we can make? Just public, I just add a keyword static. Okay. So this field is become static. So you can see whenever a field become static, I already explained static means accessible by the class, not the object. You can see here this is the error is showing. We cannot access this object by the object. I cannot access this member by the object of the class. How we can access? We just student dot name I type, it will be accessible. Let's run it. You can see here the result 20. Okay. So whenever we declare the static field, it will be accessible by the class, not object. That is the static field. Okay. What is static method? This method, get age normal method, we can make this method is also static by adding the keyword static. Let's see what happening. Whenever we declare the method static and is returning the age, why it is giving error? Because static methods only contain the non-static. Uh, Static method only contain the static fields. Age is a non-static. That's why it's giving the error. So what we have to do? We have to make the age as also a static. Okay. So what should we need to change here? We need to access the age by using its class name. What should we do? We have to access the get age by using this. So that things are not required. We don't require the creating the object. So this is called static method. Let's run it. It's run perfectly. So now we have seen the static field, we have seen the static method, and how it is different. So we already shown that field and method will be accessible by the class, not the object. Similarly, we can create the constructor. Yeah, similarly we can create the static constructor also. So how we can create the static constructor? Just static student, and we can assign the either we can assign here something, or we can just I'm writing the static constructor call. Okay, let's run it. You can see here static I already explained. If you want to go to the what is constructor, go to my video. So you can see here constructor is called. Constructor is called whenever class is called. Okay, so that is the static constructor. Okay, we can also create the static class. The few things about the constructor. Static constructor has no access modifier. Suppose I want to add public. You can see the error. What is the error? Access modifier are not allowed the static constructor. That is the very important interview question. Can you add the access modifier in a static constructor? No, we cannot. Static constructor has no parameter. Suppose I want to add a parameter, then it is not possible. Static constructor does not have the parameter. Okay, runs only once. One most important feature of the static constructor is runs only once. First, whenever first use of the class, the static constructor will called, not every time. In the later videos, when I explain the singleton data mod, singleton architecture and all, then I will explain where the use of the static constructor. Right now, it is only the this in the properties. Okay. The static constructor has the few important things. Static constructor does not have a static modifier, does not have parameters, and run only once whenever first time of class is called. Okay, and also a static constructor cannot be called explicitly. That is the four basic rules of the static constructor. Now let's we can also create the static class. How? Just add the keyword static before the class. The class will be the static. So what changes will we do whenever class is static? Suppose I create the normal method, it is not supported. Okay, the static class have only the static field, static constructor, and static method. Non-static members will not allowed in a static class. That is the very first thing. You can access by using class name. Okay, the static method cannot directly access the instance members because they do not have object reference. Okay, this is the basic things about the static. Let's do little bit difference between static and instance member. Static members belongs to class. This is belongs to object. Access using class name. Access using object. One copy shared all objects. Each object has its own copy. That is the very important. Cannot directly access instance member. Can access both instant and static member. Memory allocated once. Memory allocated for each object. That is the difference between a static member and instance member. What is the key point? I already explained. Static members belong to class, not objects. All objects share the same static data. Access static member using class name. Static methods cannot directly access the instance field. Static constructor run automatically only once before the class is first used. Where the static members commonly used, suppose I am creating utility or helper methods, that is the very much useful. Global configuration value, application wide counters if you want to implement, caching shared data, singleton like shared state, single. Okay. Yeah, hope you guys are able to understood the static members. Yeah, that's all for the video. And if you guys have any question, just add a comment, or any topic you want, just add a comment. I will try to come with that topic also. Thank you all. Yeah, thank you for watching the video. And if you have any question, then give me the comment. I will reply as soon as possible. And if you like my video, then please like and subscribe. Thank you.